Good morning. I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and today we're doing asparagus. And I just wanted to show you how you take and hold your asparagus by the tip up here, because some of this bottom is real sinewy, and so you just, wherever it breaks is where that sinewy part ends. So you just take it, hold it up here, and do it like that. Now all of this, the sinewy part, I will boil it and put it in like stock or something. So this is a smaller asparagus than what I usually get, but it looks really good. So, but that's all they had in the grocery store. And that little tip came off. So just do it like this. Do not throw this away, because this makes good stock. Put it in with some of your beef or chicken, whatever kind of stock you're making, or you can even make vegetable stock. You can do like asparagus tips. That one shot across the floor. You can do carrots, onions, peppers, and make delicious stock. Some of these they're real sinewy. They're not, I don't think these were fresh asparagus, but we're going to make it work this morning. I am making an asparagus casserole. Well, really, it's a vegetable and asparagus casserole. It's not going to have any meat in it. I'm going to put peppers, carrots, onions, asparagus, and bacon. But I'm going to put my bacon on top. So I'm going to, excuse me, my voice.
Green beans?
I haven't decided yet. I might put, excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with my voice. Probably all the allergies and stuff. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to steam my asparagus a little bit. I've got some bacon cooking back here. Now, I saw the other day, excuse me, I saw the other day where if you put your bacon in a deep pot like this and cook it, it won't splatter all over your stove. It won't splatter on you. So that's what I'm trying this morning. And I put the lid on it for a little while. And honey, if you'll come around here and show them, I put the lid on it for a little bit, and now I'm going to take the lid off, and I'm just going to let it kind of crisp up. And I cut it in little pieces so it would get crunchy. So
that's interesting.
So far it works. So what I am going to do, I am going to chop my carrots in my little chopper here, but I'm going to cut my peppers and onions up. I'm going to saute them in a little bacon grease for about 3 or 4 minutes, just get them tender. And what I was saying, I'm going to steam my asparagus probably 4 minutes or so in the microwave in my little steamer. And that's just to give it a little head start. Now, you don't have to do that. You can put it in raw if you want to. But I'm just wanting to give mine a little head start this morning. So I'm going to steam mine. And I'm not going to salt it or anything. I'll do all that when I start to put my casserole together. So I'm going to finish with my asparagus. Then I'm going to chop all my veggies, and then we'll be back as soon as my bacon gets ready and I start putting everything together. Okay, I've got all my asparagus trimmed, what I call trimmed, the little end cut off. All right, I'm cutting it in like little 2-inch pieces, like that. 2 or 3 inch, ever what size you want. I've got about a tablespoon of water in my little steamer here, and this is my little steamer that I got from Pampered Chef, and I love it.
Microwave steamer. Microwave
steamer, yes. Thank you, honey. Okay, Roy keeps me straight sometimes. Okay. I'm going to cook this for about 4 minutes because I just want to give it a heads up. And my bacon, I want to show y'all this bacon. It really, I mean, it works wonders in that pot.
Boiler bacon.
Boiler bacon, yep. And it's really crisp, and I don't have splatters all over my stove. It's really nice. All right. Now, I've put some of my bacon grease in my skillet back here, and I've turned my skillet on.
I was just about to ask you if you weren't going to use most of that bacon grease in this dish.
Yep,
somehow.
Not most of it, just some of it. Okay, there's about a tablespoon, maybe 2 in there. All right, I'm dicing my onions up, and I'm going to put them in my bacon grease back here. And this is just like a half of a medium onion. I'm going to go ahead and put it in. My grease isn't hot yet, but that's all right. Okay. So I just cut it. I halved it, then I quartered it, then I cut it like that. And then I go down like that. And then I just dice it up. Curl your fingers under. I don't. Sometimes I don't do what I say do. That's what I always told my kids. You do what I say do, not what I do. So, all right, that's 1/2 of a medium onion. All right, because I want my carrots in smaller pieces for them to cook, it takes longer for carrots to cook than it does for your onions and peppers. So I'm going to chop them in my little chopper here. All right. I just want to chop it just a little bit, not a whole lot. All right. Let's try this, see if this will work. I think it will. Okay. Now, yep. All right. I just wanted to chop it a little bit. I'm going to put my carrots in there. And I'm going to chop these pieces. I'll do them with a knife. Okay. I'll just chop them up. This is what happens when you're in the kitchen. Sometimes things don't work like you want them to, and you have to do something else. All right. Now I'm going to chop my peppers by hand, and these are the ones we got out of the garden yesterday. Y'all saw me make if you caught my video yesterday, I made a white bean and chicken casserole. It was so good.
Ooh,
if you haven't caught that video, go back yesterday. It is really, really good. Okay, my asparagus, my microwave just went off. I'm going to finish chopping these. I'm going to let my carrots, onions, and peppers cook until they get tender. Then I'm going to bring you back, and we're going to put all this together. All right, my asparagus cooked 4 minutes, and it's not quite as much asparagus as I want. Look at the liquid left in there. I only put a tablespoon of water, and I wouldn't even have had to put that. There's not quite as much asparagus here as I wanted, so I am improvising this morning. I am putting green beans in with my asparagus. So I guess this is going to have to be asparagus green bean casserole. Okay, now to this I am going to add, this is a half teaspoon measure. I'm putting half teaspoon of pepper, half teaspoon of salt. Now I'm putting I'm putting cream of mushroom soup, so I'm not going to put any more salt in it right now. I'll taste of it before. All right, this is onion powder. I'm going to put like 1/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder in it. About 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic. And I'm measuring it for y'all. If I was doing it without being on camera, I would not measure. Because I know about how much to put after all these years. So, all right, that was 1/4, 1/4, 1/2, and 1/4. All right. Stir that up. Now, I'll put in the description box how I make my homemade gluten-free cream of mushroom soup. So I'm going to put 1/2 cup of this. No, 1/3 of a cup. I'm going to put 1/3 of a cup of my cream of mushroom soup. No, I'll put 1/2. This is a 1/3 measure, so. All right. I'm going to put 1/3 of a cup of, this is a 4th cup of mayo, because I want this kind of creamy. All right. I'm trying to make this gluten-free, so. All right. Stir this up well. Now I've got my onions and my peppers. Look how pretty. My onions, my peppers, and my carrots that I have sauteed. Now you don't have to do any of this. You can put everything in there raw. You can put all your veggies. You can put your asparagus. You can put everything in there raw. You just have to cook it like an hour. I'm wanting mine to cook in like 30 minutes. And I really like, when I make a casserole, to saute my onions and peppers or whatever little veggies I'm going to put in it, because it gives them a different flavor than if you put them in raw. It just makes it better to me. Okay. All right. I think that's everything. I gave myself a little cheat sheet here. Yep. All right. I'm going to taste of it and see if it's got enough salt in it. That's good raw, y'all. That is so good. All right. I got a casserole dish out here, but it's too big. So, honey, I'm going to get another casserole dish out up here, one that this will fit in. Okay. The one I got out is too big, and I had already buttered it. So I'm just going to pour my butter. And this is about 2 tablespoons of butter. So I want to get all that out. I'll use that for something else later. All right. Put it up the sides. And then I'm going to pour this. So that was about 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to stir it around. Can you see for this, baby? Okay. All right. I'm telling you, this is so good I could eat that with a spoon. All right. I'm going to put it in my casserole dish. That's the one I tasted with, right? Okay. I'll get another one, because I may give some of this away. If it's just me and Roy eating, I double dip. But if I think somebody else may be eating it, I do not. So, all right. Now, I'm trying to make this gluten-free.
Well, didn't you accidentally match that bowl up real well?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess
Beautiful.
I did accidentally.
Beautiful.
All right, now, I crushed up in my little food processor. This is almond flour crackers and cauliflower crackers. They have no gluten in them. So, no cheese goes in this. You can put cheese in it if you want to, but I didn't want cheese today. All right. So I'm just going to sprinkle this over the top like that. Then I'm going to crumble. Y'all can't hear that. But this bacon is so crisp. I'm just crumbling it over the top. And I'm going to mix it in with my crackers when I get it done. This is a wonderful way to cook bacon if you've never cooked it this way. It's my first time, but I will do it again, I assure you. Just put it in a deep pot. You can leave it whole. You can leave it half. You can cut it in little pieces like I did.
Boiler bacon is what we're going to call it.
Boiler bacon. All right. I've got my oven on 375. Now, if you put everything in here raw, it's going to take an hour. But mine is only going to take 25 or 30 minutes just until all of this just kind of blends together and gets real bubbly. So we're going to be back in about 25 to 30 minutes, and we're going to give this a taste test. Okay, y'all. Bacon asparagus casserole. Looks good, but we're fixing to check it out. You think it's going to be good, honey?
Hey, listen, I'm working on something right now to make us zillionaires. I'm trying to get a bacon gene into a pig so they come out in the beginning bacon and you don't have to make them bacon. If I can just get a bacon gene to come through, man.
You know I'm cutting that. I'm playing, y'all.
You better not cut that.
I'm playing. All right, let me know. Ooh, I hear that bacon crunching. Is it good?
Good. Good, 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 good. That's good.
30 minutes on 375. I'm fixing to make a confession, y'all.
I want to hear this. You don't do it very often.
This is the first time I've ever made an asparagus casserole. And I'll tell you why. I love asparagus. But when I was, I guess early 20s, somebody served me asparagus, or I ate it somewhere, and it had come out of a can, and it just mushed in my mouth. And that's what I thought a casserole would be like, was mush. But this is not. This has still got a little, not a bite to it, not a crunch, but it's still got texture to it. And those green beans, this is a great, great way that you can make your asparagus go farther. You can make a bigger casserole with less asparagus just by adding green beans.
The green beans pick up
the asparagus flavor. You can see the green beans in it, but you would not know it was green beans if you hadn't seen me put it in there, because it tastes like asparagus. So
just keep talking.
Thank y'all for joining me this morning. This is really, really good. This is a great holiday side dish. It's
low carb, gluten-free.
Gluten-free. And I will have the recipe in the description box. Good, isn't it? May not be like any asparagus casserole you've ever had, but let me tell you, it is really good.
And what's the name of that cheese I like?
Swiss cheese.
I'm going to chop me a few pieces of Swiss cheese on top of mine. Not melted in, but I want the cold cheese on top of it. I love it with greens.
Thank you for joining me this morning. Food feeds the family. Family feeds the heart. God feeds the soul. Put deliciousness back in your side dish. Love y'all. See you next time.